What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, I actually did talk about this topic at least one singular time in the very beginning when Modern Warfare 2 officially launched and DMZ initially, went live. But obviously, nobody's talked about it. It hasn't really rotated around the community. The developers haven't touched upon it. So I'm going to attempt to make one more video. Again, if nothing happens, nothing happens. It is what it is, It's a video game. But I would love to see some type of implementation like this to help improve not even just DMZ, but it could trickle into Spec Ops maybe as well. Now, when I go ahead and say the name of this campaign mission, I guarantee over half of you guys are going to know what this commentary is about. But today I want to dive a little bit deeper into the mission alone, the stealth-featured mission in Modern Warfare 2 that I think across the board a lot of people enjoyed. It got tedious here and there, but right at the beginning of that mission, I think everybody across the board really had a phenomenal experience. The looting and the crafting was a phenomenal feature to see introduced into the campaign, and it worked really well. At first, I saw this, and I thought to myself, it's Call of Duty. I don't think, this is going to turn out in the right direction. The majority of our stealth missions, you could pretty much still just, go absolutely bonkers if you really want to. And the majority of them do lead to a point where you do just go absolutely bonkers. It's Call of Duty. But this is like one of the first missions where you actually have to pretty much play stealthily. Especially if you want to play at a higher difficulty, you're going to have to use your brain. You're going to have to play it almost like a chess match. And I enjoyed that out of the Call of Duty experience. Now, again, I don't want to see that trickling into multiplayer, anything like that. But when it came to campaign or Spec Ops or even DMZ, something like looting and crafting, I thought was a phenomenal introduction. And I could have sworn that there's no possible way that they would go through all the effort of building up a system like this for one campaign mission. There's no way. There's no possible way. And then DMZ came out, and all of these features are nowhere to be seen. And it's really disappointing in my opinion because DMZ is tons of fun. It takes Call of Duty and gives it a much more stealthy approach. It's an extraction game mode. I was worried it was going to turn into a pub stomper's dream and people are just going to be running around trying to hunt one another. But I have to be honest, they balanced it nicely enough that it doesn't play like that. People play it just like they would, play any other extraction. And that's why I always tell people, if you're looking for a casual game mode to play with some buddies, go ahead. Enjoy that. It's perfect. But I was pointing out that for solo players, this would be fantastic. Imagine going into DMZ solo, which is already hard enough as it is, and being able to build up and craft things to help you win more gunfights, to win more battles. Maybe for a squad of 3, you wouldn't even think of it, and that's fine. You don't have to. But having it there anyways would benefit any player that wants to go ahead and take advantage of it. And it would be an additional skill gap to help people improve when it comes to the overall DMZ environment. Imagine being solo and going down to the wire. You're running out of pretty much everything. You don't have any more lethals, any more tacticals, running out of ammunition, and oh boy, a squad of 3 rolls up on you. It's any person's worst nightmare, but in the situation where crafting might be involved, that's a whole different situation. You can go into a building and completely hold it down, put up trip mines, build Molotovs, get throwing knives, maybe even get stims to give you extra health to be able to dip out of situations if you really have to. The possibilities are endless. And it might sound a little crazy right now, but it's hard to understand until you're actually in the moment and see these things actually being done. The Last of Us is a perfect example. Everybody remembers The Last of Us for its campaign, but truthfully, one of my favorite things about that game was the multiplayer. I know not a lot of people enjoyed third-person shooters, besides Fortnite basically nowadays. But this third-person shooter was just out of this world, and it brought crafting into the mix. And you can get into situations where you're going to have 3, 4+ people coming at your neck. Actually, I think, wasn't it 4 people max on team? I don't know, but you can have a full team pushing up at you, which is bad because in a game like that, teamwork is required. If you're outnumbered, the chances of you surviving are rough. But once again, having crafting in the mix allows someone who might be off by themselves to be able to hold down, hunker down, be able to win gunfights, fight away multiple enemies at once. It's possible when you can craft things to help you benefit in the fight. Honestly, I can't wait because didn't they rumor or already officially confirm that there's going to be another multiplayer for The Last of Us 2? or it was supposed to be some extraction mode or something, bro. I don't even know what it's supposed to be. But if it's a possibility that they might port it over to PC, best believe I'm picking it up in a heartbeat because, like I said, that gameplay is phenomenal. Now, of course, in 6v6 COD, we don't need to see stuff like that. That's not Call of Duty. But in a game like DMZ that, isn't COD, even though, they try to keep some of the COD elements alive, but still, it's an extraction mode. Having that system that is already in your game, it's not like you have to build it up. This is already something you have pre-made for this title. And then not using it across the board in as many game modes that it would fit in, of course, just doesn't seem logical, in my personal opinion. I don't know if that was Infinity Ward's decision, maybe it was management, or was it Activision's decision, but it just seems like a lousy decision overall. Maybe they were worried that was going to be too complex for DMZ. Maybe players, wouldn't be able to understand it. But at the end of the day, I don't think it would necessarily ruin the experience. I mean, the AI put up trip mines still when you activate certain contracts. I mean, it's not like it's not in the game. It's just, once again, like I said, a skill gap. It will allow players who do want to take advantage of it to go ahead and do so. But if you don't want to, it's not going to hold you back from the game. You don't have to make trip mines every 5 seconds. You don't have to make mollies every 5 seconds. You could probably just find them scattered around the map. I'm just saying that, if you are in an absolute bad situation and that's the last resort, it's there for you and you can make a play happen if you're skilled enough. It's funny because I actually just made a video discussing this topic about how developers don't understand that they need to keep the core aspects of certain games, certain franchises intact and not completely strip them. And they have to listen to feedback on what they did good in their games so they can keep that and possibly evolve it. And they're doing the opposite. They're not keeping anything that's good, and they're ruining all of the classic core features. And this right here is a prime example. It's something that is new. It's something that is innovative. I've not heard one bad thing out of anybody's mouths about it being, just a horrible experience in campaign. Again, multiplayer, you best believe, if they added that into 6v6, the whole community would just be outraged. Maybe, it might actually be able to work in somewhere, but honestly, I think the whole community would be pissed like no tomorrow. And I wouldn't blame them. But like I said, when it came to the campaign, I don't think anybody complained. And DMZ is not multiplayer. It's not, well, it is multiplayer, but it's not 6v6. It's a completely different mode. When you go into that, you go in with a different mindset. And I think that looting/crafting system is perfect for that style of mindset. And I think the community would only embrace it and potentially help evolve it to become something better. I just don't want DMZ to turn out to be stale, flat, and people will lose interest. So far, it's really turning out to be better than a lot of people expected. The streamer event put a bad taste in everybody's mouths, and now that everybody's played it, it is a surprising banger. And every single update that they do is improving upon it. They're making it better and better and better. You now get perks every single time that you extract, so it encourages you to want to extract instead of just strictly going for PvP and potentially dying. They also added in the new Building 21, which is almost like an Easter egg type event that you can get into this building. And it's unique, it's interesting, it's detailed, it adds variety. I don't completely agree with them putting it in, taking it out, putting it in, taking it out. It's a little strange. I wish they would just keep it in and, make it more challenging to find a key card to make, the rarity a little bit better. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, I like how they're handling it. But don't hold back. Just go all out with it. Because, at the end of the day, nobody's going to care. It's an extraction mode in Call of Duty, If it fails, guess what? The extraction players will probably go back to a different mode. Warzone will still thrive on and make you guys millions. And the Call of Duty fans, they probably don't give a crap because they're going to go back to 6v6. So, doing stuff like this, testing stuff out, experimenting, I don't see the harm in it at all. And I think it can only benefit this mode and potentially bring in a lot more players than they already have. But ladies and gentlemen, please do me a massive favor. Go down in the comment section and leave your opinions down below on how you feel about this overall topic. Like I said, I already know I talked about this one time before, but I just wanted to go ahead and put forth this topic out in the community one more time just to see if we could get some type of movement. If not, it is what it is. It's for DMZ. I'm sure a lot of you guys don't even care about DMZ. But if we can, at least we tried. I just think it'll be great, cool, interesting, and just really exciting. With moment-to-moment gameplay, being able to craft actual items out of the loot that you're going through on these maps. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. Once I hit it, leave a dislike. Also, for brand new, enjoy the content, if you subscribe, hit that bell notification button. Also, want to chat me, there's two ways to do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, link that in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.